There are just some experiences that are too deep for pictures, too much for a rhyme, for actors to mime, so I'm speaking words to you about Brazil, the country and the people who touched my heart. Enter my world, the happiest and saddest moments, my innermost thoughts. Page after page, she flips through her journal, seeking to make meaning, to give life to an experience that touched her heart, pushed the boundaries of who she thought she was and who she believed she can one day turn out to be. From the minute Maddie grabbed her arm on that plane, she knew she was on a memorable ride, and still, it took her someplace new and terrifying and fresh and warm and open and unlike any place she'd ever seen. She wrote, "It is unbelievable how much you can do and see in one day, and it's true. Festivals, paddleboat races, and knees shaking down 44 stories of pure terror hidden by a smile and the mantra of I think I can. I think I can to the base of that waterfall," touched her heart. Eating fondue and kissing chefs, that's who, says the girl who was muy farto, not gravida, as she sees how much more guava she can squeeze into her belly before she explodes. More pork, please! But after that appetizer, we head to the main course, seeing disparity, huge disparities, inequalities of education and family obligations that begin from birth. How can you call it fair access when the deck is stacked so high on one side, and all these families are fighting to survive? But here they have constitutional rights to healthcare, and that keeps them fighting, tending to physical and mental illness in a holistic effort to heal the sick, touched her heart. People like Virginia out each day, every day, visiting families for the clinic. This girl fought back tears. Who is she to cry for those so strong and hopeful, fighting to survive? The dirt floors and the worst smells and the homes made of wood barely bigger than her bedroom, the AIDS, the cancer, the diabetes, all in the face of abject poverty, touched her heart. "I am just too blessed in all aspects of my life to ever be angry," she wrote, as the images and words gave new meaning to "it could be worse." And yet they opened their homes and offered their food and praised God for his gifts. Touched her heart. Then more delicious food, all dressed in blue, cheering for the team that was one shot away, and they still made the news. But like whiplash the next day, hearing a mother who blames herself for her daughter's illness in a special education classroom, and her tears were universal. No translator is needed when raw emotions are given so willingly. It touched her heart. At the orphanage where she knew she'd cry, instead she smiled and played happily, not a tear from her eyes, not realizing until later that those gifts could cause pain. Another group to go and come and go and never be seen again. How many times does it take a foster care child to lose hope and all ability to connect and accept love? She cried. They touched her heart. But of course, tears dried as they ate their hearts out. Literally, all you can eat never seemed so sweet, and the dancing and ropes that whipped their hair back and forth. "No, no, Ana, yo quiero bailar, no, yo quiero," balls in my face. But it was a safe space. Reflections and connections brought her back to the realities of those who have next to nothing, and suddenly she wondered why Brazil time was so hard. Be like seaweed, they said, not rigid, more light, and they were right. Touched her heart. Then in church, she could see in all three were meaning and connection. What else was she judging or defending too harshly, she wondered, and she saw past a language she couldn't understand to a deeper feeling she knew all too well. And eating with a family, she felt right at home as the mother made her laugh and struck her to the bone when she said, "We all have questions, and we look for something that answers them," a wisdom that could have easily come from her own mother. Touched her heart. From the cliffs in Toki, she watched the sunrise and took pictures she hoped were burned into her memory, to a pirate party and whitewater rafting, hearing "Inside" from the front row on a ride she won't soon forget. Yobo! And that last morning on the beach, riding the waves as they creeped higher and higher, while she burned and climbed high, legs on fire. Why must we always be climbing, things she wondered, as she gripped friendly hands for support to fight back more and more irrational fear, touched her heart. The lessons she learned and summed up into words were 10 things jumbled and unheard until now. Number 1, love is no longer qualified by the amount of time you've known someone, but the depth of that shared experience. Number 2, families around the world may look different, but they feel the same as yours and mine. Number 3, to feel warmth and humanity goes beyond language. Number 4, we all live and grow within our own environment, so we must remember that when observing outside cultures. Don't generalize, she'd say. But it's so hard because we do it every day. On that note, 5, these people were guided by faith, full of hope even in the worst of times. 6, they were much less afraid to be vulnerable than you or I. 7, we check out with our phones, devices, phones, iPads, laptops, phones. If we just shut down, we could connect faster and deeper than the click of a button. Number 8, we should never judge what others find faith and meaning in. We all have bias, and it is a constant struggle to see past our own natural-born fear of what is different. Number 9, fear is irrational. No matter how much we know we have no control, it still has the power to paralyze us. It must be challenged often because we are capable of more than we know. And finally, number 10, St. Augustine said this, and no more ever has it been truer than now. It is that the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only the first page. Life is a journey, and this one touched her heart.